this is Ree here. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Om Klim Karike Namaha. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me a lot. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you'd like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, let's get into this video. Now, this video is about the month of November. So let's start off. The month of November starts with the new moon, which is in Libra, in Shawtee Nakshatra. Now, I have a full video about this that you can check out on my page that probably already went out before this one. But in Shawtee Nakshatra, it's all about being independent. Many will express their frustrations for feeling lack of independence onto leaders, parents, especially mothers. Crimes against women and mothers can go up. Conflicts among family members and internal frustration, attack on waters like the fishing industry, illnesses can emerge, and a sense of security and safety can be a challenge as crime rises and also warlike activities. But if you chant Hanuman Chalisa, you can reverse these symptoms and get the good qualities of Mars, like courage and strength. Hanuman is also wisdom, serving others, and devotion. Mars will be aspecting Sun until November 15th. So you can use these qualities for fairness and balance to help others out, because like Hanuman had so much devotion towards Lord Rama, which is the sun. Many will want their independence back and feel as if it was lost and blame the leaders for this. This is significant because the US election is November 5th, which is called the Land of Freedom with the Declaration of Independence. Although we know that is just a saying and is not true anymore, but it's very interesting to note. Mars is making a 6/8 aspect onto the US ascendant right now, which will show conflict in the US, especially during the election. Mars is in Cancer in detriment, aspecting the Sun in detriment until November 15th. This is a wild time to be having elections. Here, the Sun loses its ability to lead properly, the way it should, as it tries to please everyone rather than taking a stand, which is what campaigning is all about. It's about campaigning on false promises. Like I said, the US elections are on November 5th. There is an ending in the reign of a politician, which can create a mass transformation of the reputation of the country. This can be very unexpected and can anger the opposing party. This can bring about rage in the population, as Mars will be in detriment in the 8th house of the US chart, conjunct its 10th house lord Mercury and its 7th house lord Mercury. There can be something underhanded that was exposed. Mars is the lord of its 12th house of endings and the 5th house of entertainment. It's likely that this is exposed as entertainment and lacks legitimacy. This is 6 from the moon, which is showing us conflicts, definitely. And there's a possibility of power outages, as Mars will be conjunct Mercury, like I said, and this could possibly be polling stations or something that goes out that affects the election. Whether it's on that day, it might not be on that specific day, but there can be some outages in the US. The entertainment industry in the US is dying and transforming. It's lacking financial resources or investments. There can be some weather events, as this moon in Shawtee is ruled by the wind god Vayu. So high winds and storms such as hurricanes are very, very likely. Jupiter in retrograde in the 8th house is making us go deep into finding stability and ground us through our own self-efforts. We must be careful to guard our reputation from secret enemies that may be talking behind our back. So deep research into occult matters will give you the answers. November 15th, we have a full moon in Kritika Nakshatra. So this is the completion of something. And then the sun is in Libra in Vishaka, which is going to the heights of things. This will be a completion of something that needed to be purified into the spiritual fires. What we needed to cut out of our lives that no longer serves us. This is about teaching knowledge to others that we have acquired, higher knowledge. This is also about gaining such knowledge and the knowledge of the Vedas, for example, in order to slay the demons. So this could be physical enemies, or this could be the demons within, such as the ego. This will help us move forward because on that day, Saturn will actually end its retrograde, station direct, and then start moving forward again. So Saturn entered Shawtee Nakshatra on October 3rd. So it's been retrograding this whole time in that nakshatra. So we were revisiting and revising everything that's happened since October 3rd. But now we can go back and move forward. So if it felt like you're kind of just going backwards and reviewing the past, now it's time that we can commence this forward motion. There is a mutual exchange during this moon between the moon and Mars. So this can give us courage and strength to move forward. The sun is in detriment being aspected by Mars. So relationships, partnerships, children, education may be disturbed at this time. Purification in these areas of life will be needed. This is about foster parents, children that you didn't physically give birth to, but you're taking care of. Problems can occur from those being too critical of others. Critical thinking will help in any situation, or the study of the knowledge from the rishis. Also, anger and warlike activities will be strong because Mars will be very strong in Aries at this time. And this can also involve weapons because Kritika is the knife or a blade and can be used for good, for cutting things out of your life or in order to harm others. So there'll probably be a lot of crime at this time and people lashing out at each other verbally or emotionally. Jupiter in the second house will be good for wealth and making a mutual exchange for Venus. Now, this mutual exchange will be happening from November 6th, the entire month. This is very good as Venus is making this mutual exchange with Jupiter. So this is good for Taurus, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Libra, and will make things a lot easier during this month and give us knowledge, give us wisdom, and help us accumulate more wealth. Even though, not everything's perfect, but it will help in the long run. And also on November 16th, the sun goes into Scorpio out of detriment. And so vitality in our relationships will transform. And leadership abilities using deep occult information, or this is also Scorpio, specifically the nakshatra of Jesta at the end is the nakshatra of the Nath Yogis. So this can really help at this time to gain such knowledge and to enable us to be good leaders. On November 28th, Jupiter will enter Rohini Nakshatra. Jupiter was in Rohini from June 12th until August 20th of this year. So now we're going back to review the matters so you can think about what happened to you between that time. You're going to review these matters before we can move forward again. And Jupiter will be moving forward again in February 2025. So Rohini is a box card that brings the harvest, and it's all about trade. This is also when the markets had huge gains and losses, so we're going back over there. Some were record highs and lows. This is also about agriculture, finance, beauty, relationships, and luxury items. Now, because of this mutual exchange, I don't see things going very low. Not until December. December is a different kind of month for the US anyways. I don't see it being like a record low like it was before, but you never know. Some things can be unexpected. Before that, November 25th, Mercury becomes retrograde. And so Mercury will station at 28 degrees before it turns retrograde in Scorpio, opposing Jupiter. Saturn is aspecting this house from Aquarius, from the 10th aspect. So this is Jesta Nakshatra. This is the nakshatra that has to do with all worldly activity on the physical plane. And then remember, it's aspecting Jupiter, and Jupiter will be in Taurus, and Taurus is about physical possessions. Jesta is the eldest and the one who protects others from outside forces. So this is the Nath Yogi Nakshatra that I was talking about. So you can think like police, military, politicians, occultists, firefighters, government, surgeons, people who are seen as heroes in modern day, like athletes, and those who care for the elderly. And also those who are in communication jobs, like actors, podcasters. It's ruled by Mercury, for example. So this is at the Gandanta point, a point of crisis or challenge that we must face that likely has to do with organized crime, stealing possessions in groups and alliances because of the aspect of Saturn. This can also be people in the medical field, who are seen as criminals. Think the mafia. This also has to do with deaths as well. And also you have to be aware of black magic. Emotions will run high, most likely around November 21st when it enters the Gandanta point. And then on the 28th, when it stations and then turns retrograde, we will be reviewing the matters that had occurred on the 21st, around the 21st. So during the retrograde is when communication can be strained in these areas. So there can be a lack of communication that can happen, glitches, internet, phone outages in airports, hospitals, government buildings and services can go out. The media getting things wrong or misconstruing things. Communication about crimes, people having to apologize for things that they said. This can involve leaders, their secrets coming out, having to do some detective work due to this. This may have to do with the elections in the US, as this will be in its 7th house in the D9, aspecting Jupiter, which is transiting its ascendant. So there could have been some kind of voter fraud or something like that, or something that comes out. And maybe it doesn't have to do with the elections, but it's definitely going to have to do something with the US. So something will come out definitely during this time. So that's just a little bit about what I see coming up for this month of November. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.